Here's my Gem Queen. This is made out of canes. The canes were ones I just put together, like in the elephant, and it turned out to be some cool designs, and I started putting them together, and I thought, oh, that looks like a peacock fan. And I put it together and burnished it and rolled it all out, and was actually going to take this pink that you'll see I had a bunch of. It was a scrap color, and it's got glitters and foils and everything mixed in it. And I thought I'll make a peacock head out of that, and then I'll cover it in other stuff, but have that be my base. And then I thought, you know, I have these face molds and I've never used them. Why not just put a face on here? And this is how the Queen began. So I have made a couple of changes since the first picture. I made her a new crown. It's another mold I have. All this is done with molds. I was playing with some old molds. And I put gold leaf on this one, so it would be brighter. And all of these stones aren't set. Some of them are, like the big ones here. But some of them are not. I ran out of GemSticky. But I put them on there so I know where they go and how many I'd need. And I'll put them all in a little container and keep those. But other than taking the unbaked stones off, she's ready to go in the oven. I put a Christy Friesen gold glitter eyeshadow on her. See if I can get it to where you can see it. There. And a Christy Friesen red glitter lips on there. So she's going to be my glittery queen. Well, let me get her out of the way. The camera's going to focus on her. Okay, these were some more molds, and I just made a bunch of molds till I ran out of the pink I had, and I don't know what I'm going to use, what I'm not going to use, but I put rhinestones in the flowers here. The gold over top of it is Inca Gold. I watered it down some, just a little, to where I could use it more as an antiquing and showing the different textures that are in all of this than anything else. And I have some stones set in the flowers, and I have taken Christy Friesen's tool, because I'm going to put this elongated diamond shaped rhinestone in there, like I did in this one here. And I can pick it up with my crystal katana, and Teresa Salgado's got the same type of tool in her store. It's a whole lot cheaper. We'll set it in my little fleur-de-lis type thing. I'll take the other end of my tool and I'll go press it down and make an impression, so I know where it fits. And the ones that are not glued down, I will take out, and or I can leave them in and take them out whenever they're finished baking. Okay, I have, these are also molds, and the purple ones go over top of the larger purple ones here. I did the Inca Gold on the outlines of all of these. I have different size stones to set in there. Once they're baked, they pretty much already have the indentations made for them, just in a design. And I had just a little bit of pink left, and I had a little bit of purple on my workspace, so I combined the two and got the purple, and you can see it's already got the rhinestones in it. So all of these need baked. And I also have a mold that makes a string, if you're lucky, to get it out of the mold in one piece, but it's very easy to put back together. These are just like little balls, and I have some really super small rhinestones that I think I'm going to put just on the top of each one, like a clear regular rhinestone on top of each one of these balls. I was going to put it around a round surface and bake it, because I think I'm going to put it around the outside of the Queen's fan behind her. And I thought I'd wait and get her baked and then add these on later so I get the right curvature and everything. Because once it's baked, I really don't want to break it to get it to fit. So once all this is baked, I'll be back. This is where I ended up heading with this. My original plan, thank goodness we can change our minds and think about things before we actually do it. But my original plan was to put epoxy sculpt down and attach everything to epoxy sculpt and add some more mosaic tiles and stuff out of polymer clay and some gems and things. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, number one, a lot of you out there may not have epoxy sculpt, but it's something to look into in your future. And number two, I felt like the more I added out here would take away from the Gem Queen. So let me show you what I did. I still have some rhinestones to put in this piece, but everything's been baked. Everything has their rhinestones in it with the GemSticky, and almost everything has DeepShine on it. So let me go over what I did. Years ago, I found at Home Depot, of all places, when I first went in the door, here was a set of paints on sale, and it was like, I don't know, 18, 24 little bottles of acrylic paint. Name brand of Bella. Never heard of them. And they were like super cheap to where I just couldn't walk away from it. So I got it, and they have turned out to be really good paints. I really enjoy them. This one is a glitter paint. It's the gold one. And it has like a clear background with a touch of gold in it. This one's called Gold Rush, R-U-S-H. And I added a little bit of water to it, and I mean a really tiny bit, because I thought out of everything I set down a bottle of pink paint with everything on it. Nope, that didn't look good. The darker pink didn't look good. The purples were too dark. The lavenders, I don't know, it was like lost. So I couldn't come up with a color. I tried blues, greens, everything. And just setting a bottle on the canvas and putting my little Gem Queen down again, it just didn't work. So I almost gave up and thought, okay, let's go another way. And I saw that gold, and I thought, wonder what that gold would do. And there was another gold in there that's more of an opaque gold. And I didn't like the idea of that, because I wanted the lightness behind her. So that's how come the canvas got painted this really glittery light gold that still let the white show through. And I did put the purple chain around her up here. This is from a mold, and it's ball chains. And then they have the different size rhinestones in them, starting down here at the bottom with really small ones and getting larger as we come up towards the top. I put some extremely tiny rhinestones right here at the base of her crown, right there, and then put the other 3 in. I put the little tiny rhinestones out by her eyes just to give them a little bit of sparkle. So I had to have something to help hold this trim going around the canes, and I put down liquid clay, and I thought, well, let's just put liquid clay on everything, which I did. Now the main rhinestones were not in there, just these vintage cabochons. Nothing else was on there at this point. So I put a layer of liquid clay over everything, and I baked it, and that's what's holding this on. That's actually what's holding these really tiny rhinestones in. So I had that much in mind. And I thought, okay, now what? And at this point I was still thinking epoxy sculpt, and I thought, oh, it would be neat to make her an epoxy throne out of epoxy sculpt and add some of this other stuff within the throne. So I started laying out things, and I thought, well, shoot, this makes its own throne. And I don't have to use the epoxy sculpt, because I thought, you know, a lot of people may not have it. So this is where I came up with the top of her throne. And all of this will be glued down with weld bond glue to the canvas. Nothing has to be rebaked. And after I get, well, before I get it all glued down, I will put DeepShine on these. This piece and this, the Queen, does not have DeepShine. And let's see if I can, the Queen just has, let me get over that light. The Queen just has liquid polymer clay on there. Everything else has already got the DeepShine on it, so you can see the DeepShine. So you can tell the difference in the matte in this and the DeepShine in this, and it just really brings it to life. And DeepShine is a UV brush-on resin, and it's for, you can use it on flat surfaces as well. It's not a doming resin, and it's great for curved surfaces and the round beads. It doesn't clump off like all the, or most of the other resins. So I then decided that, well, here's some rhinestones that aren't in there either. I don't know why I don't have these set in there. I just stuck them in there with the GemSticky. So I'll have to put those back in. Anyhow, I thought I wanted to use this leaf because it gave me a bunch of space to put rhinestones to finish out this look, headed going down the bottom of the canvas. And I just laid that leaf there, and it happened to fit right under. And I thought, well, that's a winner. And we'll do the other side of the leaf. We'll set those gemstones with the GemSticky in just a second. And I had these made out of purple, which matched the purple trim. And I decided to put them down at the bottom to continue the purple all the way off the end of the canvas. So I hope that sort of makes sense. So let me get all of this cleaned up enough, and we will set the rest of the stones in the leaf here, and then I'll cure it, which only takes a couple of seconds, and we'll start with the DeepShine, because nothing will fit in my UV light on the canvas. So we'll get the DeepShine on the rest of things, and then we'll start putting everybody on the canvas. So let me get this cleaned up, and we'll be back and set those rhinestones. Okay, we'll set this, all the rhinestones with a product that goes under a UV lamp, just for a matter of seconds actually, to cure and set up, and it's called UV GemSticky. And GemSticky is all one word with a capital S. See if I can get it to focus. And of course you see it's a tiny Pandora product. This stuff is a game changer. It holds anything to anything. It's unbelievable. And like I said, it just takes a couple of seconds under a UV lamp and it's set. And you can put them into raw clay and use the GemSticky, or you can put an indentation of where, if it's a gemstone or a rhinestone that has like the triangle bottom, put your indentation in your raw clay to fit your rhinestone, and then bake it, and then you can do your GemSticky and set your rhinestone. Now I'm going to add GemSticky to all these places, and I'm going to add a good amount, not overflowing, but a good amount, because we're going to set a stone over top of it, and a UV light can't get through the stone. But if you put enough GemSticky down and then set your stone, it's going to push out from under it like a little veil. It's totally clear. You'll never be able to see it, even once it's cured. And it cures and holds the stone in, and I believe somehow it takes the GemSticky down underneath the stone and cures it too, because I've never had anything fall out. I'm just going to take this is a crystal katana. Pandora's got these as well, and they're not near as expensive as the name brand one. Works exactly the same way. And you just pick up your gem with a rubber sticky end and set it in there. So let's go up here. And then you take your other end and press down on your stone and set it in there. They're simple to use, and GemSticky's easy to use, and the effects from it is just phenomenal. This whole project's easy. So don't be intimidated. Get you some molds out that you've got, and put get some canes together or Skinner blends together, and it doesn't have to be a queen. I just wanted to use that mold I had of faces because I'd never used it. If you can sculpt something and do it. and make it all gemmy and glittery for the holidays. But this just isn't for the holidays. This is an anytime project. No, that one I think, let's see where it'll fit better. I think I'm going to take that one out of there for a minute. That seems to be a bit big for some of these places. This mold already had the holes in it. They were just part of the design. So I just took advantage of that. And the trickiest thing about the whole thing is getting the right side of your stone up with your picker-upper end. That's a technical term, isn't it? Looks like I need one more small one. I think because I put that one over there and I don't have it. So let me look at my little bottle and get one out. There we go. Okay, so looks like all of these are in place and ready to go under the UV light. So let me get this part cleaned up and set these under the UV light for a couple of minutes while I'm doing that, and then we'll be ready to put all this together and get it finished. I'll be right back. Okay, let me go on and add some DeepShine to this, and so we can get the queen finished, because she has to have DeepShine and go into the UV light before I put her on the canvas. This is my little house, my foil house, for basically my resin brushes, which would be my DeepShine brushes. And this other one was in there. I have not cleaned these brushes in, I don't know, however long DeepShine's been out, 3 or 4 years. I wipe off the brush onto a baby wipe and get the excess off. And then I put them back in a foil house. They don't need to be cleaned as long as you keep them out of the UV light or sunlight. So as long as you wrap them up in a piece of foil and make a little house, they're going to be just fine. So even though this is a large space, I would like to try to keep the DeepShine off of my gemstones and my cabochons. It's not going to hurt them, but I want to make sure I have the best shine out of them that I can get, since she is the gem queen. Now the new DeepShine, this is a new improved formula. It does not turn yellow. It comes in a black bottle to keep the light out. You get a, I don't know, 4 or 5 little cups with it that you can pour your product into and use it out of the cup. And you also get a brush. So that's a good thing. I'm going to go around, and you can, I don't know if you can see, but see it in the cup? It actually has a lavender tint to it, which is what helps fight the yellowing process. So I'm going to go around. I'm just loaded up my brush. I do not want to drag my brush with this product. I want to glide it over there. Just over the surface, just glide it. And where these rhinestones are all sitting, I want to brush the DeepShine around them, and then the larger areas may be large enough to use my larger brush. But if not, this brush will work just fine. And it's just like anything else. Dip your brush into your container. I don't care what, if it's paint of some kind or resin or anything that you're going to pick up on a brush and put on a surface. Pick it up and let the excess come off, drip off. Don't scrape your brush up against the edge of your container. It will produce air and get into the bristles of the brush and be transferred to your project. So try to remember not to scrape it on the sides and submit that air to it. I can see a difference just by putting the DeepShine on, and it's not even cured yet. Can you tell the difference in that side and this side? That side's really starting to shine, and this side's still just dull. So, I love this stuff. And I do a lot of detail work, especially with painting and stuff. And I even use this brush with my DeepShine in really small places, just a liner brush. Now on this crown I had put gold leaf on it. And on her earrings. Okay, our feather, leaf, whatever you want to call it, it's out of the UV light. I actually took it out a while ago because it does not take long for GemSticky to set up. And I've got DeepShine all over the cane part and around the rhinestones. And on the inside of the purple band on her eyelids and lips, but not on her face. So I have her now sitting on Tiny Pandora's curing deck that actually fits her UV light that she has in her shop. It is one of the few that has a stay-on light setting and large enough to put several things under at one time. And with most UV resins you need a 36-watt light, and that's what hers is. So if you need one and find them in her shop, you can probably need to get it. She has a hard time getting these since the pandemic. And I know she just got a new order in. So she has them right now. Or did have. I don't know how many she got in, but it's worth checking into. She sells a UV resin bundle with magic gloss doming resin, the DeepShine, and the brushes and stuff, her lights. She sells it that way, or she sells it individually. Okay, so this is done. It has DeepShine all over it. Let me put it in the light. And let's work on this. It really doesn't matter if I go all the way out to the ends for me, where the rhinestones are. They sparkle quite a bit. And that also has the Inca Gold on there. So I just want to get it where the Inca Gold's coming down, and we need a little bit more shine. Once Inca Gold is on your clay and it's baked, it's permanent. It does not have to be sealed or a finish put over it. You can if you wish. It doesn't hurt it, but you don't have to. I guess the correct terminology would be, it is not necessary to seal with a sealer or a finish of any type baked on Inca Gold colors. Okay, we've got the DeepShine on that. And I think that's all the DeepShine we need. I'll let all of these cure, and when I come back, we'll be ready to put them onto the canvas. See you in a minute. Okay. Everybody's got DeepShine on them. Look at the queen, how pretty and shiny she is now. And see how the DeepShine brought out all of the color in the canes. And I put DeepShine on her eyes, her eyelids, and her lips, but I did not put it on her face. So I have these already glued down, and I marked everything with a ink pen of where they went with just a little dot that will be covered up once I place everything there. And Well-Bond glue is fantastic. It's a white glue, it's a PVA glue, but it's really strong. And you can use it, I use it a lot on attaching clay to wood or to metal boxes or whatever, little tins and stuff. And it holds, you can put raw clay on it while it's wet, is what I have found to work out best. So you can slide your clay around and get it to fit correctly. And you can bake it. Well-Bond glue is bakeable. Now I've not used it to attach like raw clay to bake clay or bake clay to bake clay. But I have used it on baked clay to front of a journal cover, or on a box or a tin if you cut out your shape you need first and then attach it to your wooden box or metal box. I've used it on paper mache boxes and then put raw clay on them and baked it. It's just really a really good glue to use. It still will not hold. Earring backs on earrings, those need to be embedded in your clay. So you need to put, on earrings, you need to, post earrings, you need to put your backing on either the raw clay or bake the front first. Doesn't matter. And then put your post in, and then put a thin sheet of raw clay over top of it and bake it. And that will hold it permanently. Most glues will not hold, neither will liquid clay or baking bond. Eventually those will give away. And especially if you're selling your earrings, you don't want to sell something that maybe 2 or 3 years down the road is going to fall apart. That's not good for repeat customer business at all. So just make sure that with post earrings that you embed that post in the clay. Now all I'm doing is taking my little craft stick, which is a little bit bigger than a toothpick, and I'm spreading this well-bond glue on here evenly. And just a thin layer will work. It doesn't have to be anything thick. And as soon as I think I have enough on here, let me put some right here on this trim. Okay. And here's my line. And there's my line. And put back on you. I'm going to take my hand underneath the canvas and press it down. I will put ceramic tiles or something on this and weight this down so it will stay. I do that with journal covers as well. Let's get some. I don't know if this is a leaf or a feather. I just like it. I've used this mold quite a bit. Even with different clays, it looks cool. It looks good with like a marbleized clay in it. And this one was really fun to do, easy to do. It just takes some time, but it's easy. A beginner can do this and have an outstanding project to where your friends and family will be amazed and hard to believe that you created it. Got some glue right here I need to get on. It dries clear. I want this to, because it's flexible, I want it to bend up in there. Got a clump right there I need to get out. There we go. And I've got it marked where this one goes. It sits right underneath there. The hard part of this one is figuring out what all to do and not overdo, because she's real colorful and real sparkly, and I didn't want to take away from that, which can be easy to do. One last piece and we're finished. I'm definitely going to do more of these with my old canes and turn them into a fan type shape and put faces on them and do them in different colors and stuff. Because this was fun, it's easy, it's pretty, and it's something that I think would sell quite well. So this is it. Let me know in the comments how you like it. Thanks so much for watching. You all have a great holiday season. Next is holiday earrings. Blessings.